Hello to you, fellow being. Infinite Spiral here, and we are back again in Kerbal Space Program. So today's episode is probably going to be a little bit short. Basically, all I'm going to do is focus on finishing these damned contracts that I just keep failing. So first on the list is to take another craft out to the orbital station around Eve that will fulfill this damn check mark. It's going to have an antenna, a docking station, and generate power. That's all it's going to be. It's going to be a very small, simple craft. And I'll probably fast forward through pretty much all of that process and just meet up with you once it is docked. And I really hope that that actually counts and fulfills the check mark and finishes the contract. Because if it doesn't, then I have absolutely no more solutions, and I may take the advice of a commenter and just go in and edit the save file. Either that, or I could just delete the contract and take the loss. Either way, I'm done with that crap. So let's just go ahead and get to that. But the other thing that we're going to do after that is just do a quick rescue mission of the scientific data in the Gilly thing that is currently orbiting Kerbin. That will be a very simple task, and I'll probably do that while we are on our way out to meet up with Eve. And that's about it. Beyond that, I actually no. After those are going to take no time at all, especially since I'm fast forwarding through all of it. So after that, I am going to go and capture a Class B asteroid and take it to orbit around Minmus. That will pad up the rest of the episode. So that is the basic plan, and let's just go ahead and get to it. All right, sound good? Excellent. Okay, so this is the Eve Station Phase 3 Redeemer. I tried to put Redeemer in quotes, but quotes are not allowed apparently. So anyway, I don't necessarily know that this thing will do the job. I think it will. So let's just get to it. See you at the Eve Station. Or Gargantu Gilly Eve Station as it is called. Well, see you there. So, I've decided to change my mind, and we're not going to do any of that Minmus stuff. Instead, we are going to attempt our very first single stage to orbit craft. Calling it the Bargalarg Rescuer, because that's its primary job. Just get up to orbit, rescue stuff that's there, and bring it back. Obviously, we can't rescue any Kerbals with it, because it doesn't have a probe core, but that's easily fixed if we were to do such a thing. But the current mission is just to go and get that mission data from Gilly, which is stuck on the Gilly lander. So, let's just see if this thing does its job. I hope it does. It looks sort of silly. But I think it looks kind of cool. Maybe not. Who knows? I don't have enough parts to make it really, nifty. I have the adapter parts for the Mark II, but I don't have any of the Mark II fuselages. So I kind of made do with what I have, because I don't have the research points just yet to get those more interesting parts. So let's just find out. what this does. So many engines. Oh, in fact, I need to fix the staging on those. So just those ones go on their own. Oh, it's not done yet. We don't have wheels. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and get those situated, and we'll see you out on the... I believe it's called the landing strip, although we are taking off from it. So we'll see you out there. Runway. Runways was the term that I was failing to think of. But, I think actually I should upgrade it. That's not going to be too spendy, so... I'm gonna do that real quick. Yeah, we can afford it. There! Now it won't be all bumpy and stupid. Nice. Fully upgraded runway. Indeed. Let's launch this bad boy. Now I have no idea if this thing is gonna work. There's only one way to find out, and that is through testing. So let's commence the test. It seems like we maybe don't have enough lift. Either that or the gears are dragging us down? I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, we've got a fair amount of mass and not nearly enough lift. I think that needs to be remedied. Time for a redesign. Alright, well now it doesn't look silly so much as just downright stupid. But let's just find out how it handles. Here we go. I kinda like the upward tilting from the... Whoa, really? Didn't realize air brakes counted as control surfaces. That is interesting. Do we have lift? Well, the back's coming off the ground. There we go. Okay. SAS also. For good measure, bring the gears up. And it seems to control roughly the same as it was before. Perhaps I just don't understand how lift works in this game. Seems like my elevons aren't necessarily doing very much, but they work. I've probably got parts, you know, conflicting with each other maybe, but I don't know. It's taking off. It's rising. I think it'll work. So, let's go ahead and fast forward until we get an interaction in the upper atmosphere, just to find out where this thing flames out, whether all of these radial thrusters will be able to take up the slack when we get up to the thinner atmosphere, and whether or not we have enough fuel to even get to space, let alone orbit and deorbit. Alright, sound good? See you there. Apparently I'm very bad at designing planes because this thing has a maximum altitude of like 800 feet. Let's simplify. I think that's my problem. I'm making it too complex, and it's it's ugly and stupid as a result. So, full redesign, here we go. Oops, some more. Let's just find out what happens. There we go. Oh, that is so much better. Okay. I have fixed the problem. Excellent. I believe it was just that I didn't have any lift in the front. and also perhaps my center of lift was too far outside my center of mass. I always change too many things at once to figure out exactly what the problem is, but in either case, it's definitely fixed. So, let's just see how high this thing can go. Alright, so this is apparently not quite as versatile as a... This is not quite as versatile as a craft as the Peacocker was, but it does seem to reach a higher altitude. It maxes out around 10 to 11 kilometers. We can get right to the top of the cloud layer on the air-breathing engines, and now it's just time to find out what the others, the radial mounts, will do. I feel like I could have included one more just to fill that gap, or spaced them more evenly. I don't know. The arrangement is bothering me a little bit. Also, the complete lack of inner workings on them. That's not the best design. I don't know if... I think that's a mod part that's actually built that way. In any case, I need to stop complaining about things. I didn't build the mod. I have no control. Alright, here we go. Yeah, they run through the fuel sort of quickly. Not insanely fast, but they definitely get the job done. We're still very much accelerating. I mean, that's not going to stop. And I didn't put my air breathers on an action group, so they'll eventually just flame out from the lack of atmosphere. But yeah, I don't think we have enough fuel to establish orbit out of these. Oh well, it was an interesting idea. We'll go as far as we can and just see what happens. Not even remotely close. Probably not even really possible to do without the Rapier engines, but in any case, it was a fun experiment. Yeah, we're about to run out of oxidizer. Oh yeah. This was a foolish thing to attempt. Hell, it wasn't that foolish. It was fun. Alrighty. Well, it was certainly an idea. So, I had originally wanted to run my other missions while this Redeemer was en route to the Gilly station. Or Gilly, the Gargantua Gilly station, but after a number of failed attempts with the single stage to orbit space plane, it's a little early for that attempt. I think I need to unlock more aerospace, airplane, aviation parts. But yeah, after failing a number of times with that, and then reverting back, I realized I don't want to risk losing the check mark by launching some new craft, because every time I launched one of those, it would take this away. Because, you know, they don't have the antenna, docking port, and power generation abilities. And the rescue mission for the Gilly data that's in orbit around Kerbin, that's definitely not going to have any of those things. I mean, I guess I could incorporate them, but even then, it probably wouldn't apply that checkmark to this craft anymore. It seems to apply that to the most recent craft that you've launched. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this Gilly Redeemer. Stop calling it the Gilly. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish the Redeemer mission and then get around to the rest of the stuff. So let's get on with the fast forwarding, shall we? Alright, so the docking is almost complete. We just have to wait a little while this thing, you know, snaps into place. Maybe a little bit of wiggling would help. There we go. And what do we have now? We've got our check mark. It took a... Okay. Yep, nothing counts. It takes away the check mark the second you become part of the craft. So, I've got one final thing to try, and that is to... Oh god, this thing is a mess. Alright, well, we're gonna... I think undock... I don't know, we should transfer some fuel between these things just so each of them is capable of reattaching. Man, what a ridiculous thing. But, okay, so this thing has plenty of fuel on its own. This one is definitely running low. That's got plenty. Okay, so, yeah, we're gonna transfer a bit of fuel to this one. If I can figure out how that works. I don't actually know how to do that. Ah, there it is. Had to hold Alt while I was right-clicking, so... Transfer out. Stop. Yeah, that's plenty. A little more. Just try and keep things relatively equal. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, but... Well, this thing just has some ridiculous, uncontrollable waggle, apparently. I guess that's what I get for using the Clampatron Juniors. I did just turn off SAS, and I hope, in the hopes of stopping that, I think that might do the job. Seems to be calming down a little bit. Just let things drift. There's no need to try and keep it all pointed in one direction. But okay, so now we've got the fuel transferred. I am going to undock right here. And now those are their own separate entity for now. And the next step, SAS back on. And we're going to try to just rotate this away from that a little bit. There we go. And now we are going to unclamp from the meteor, or the asteroid. And see if we have a check mark. Okay. Yes, we got all our check marks back, except for the Class B asteroid, which, you know, we kind of expected. So now, to try and reattach, just make sure that still counts as armed. Yeah, it does. Alright, so we're just gonna really carefully try to get this... Oh god, okay. Do not bump into things, do not crash, that would be disastrous. God, I forgot how really horrible this thing was to control. Alright, there. Now that we're not in danger of crashing anymore, but we are having trouble steering at the frickin' asteroid. Come on. A little disorienting with everything twisting in space. Alright. So that should fix that. Go straight towards the thing. And make sure we can twist around and get that claw in place before we bounce off. Come on. Grab it, grab it, grab it. Excellent. Now, it takes away our fucking check mark. There's nothing I can do. Nothing counts. The only possible solution at this point is just to modify the save file or delete the goddamn contract. That's some bullshit right there. That really bothers me quite a bit. Son of a bitch. Alright, well. I have absolutely tried everything in my power. I don't know what else can be done. I'm just gonna mess around with this, get everything reattached, and then we'll get back to the second part of the mission. Okay, everything is now hooked up all over again, and we absolutely do not get credit. No amount of messing around with all of the different ships will give me that contract. I am resigned to my fate. And so I also kind of broke off one of my solar panels in the process. This one's really hard to control while trying to dock. It's just hard for me to keep my orientation, but it's okay. I shouldn't have to ever do any of that ever again. Hopefully. I guess, actually, I didn't try... Alright, one more iteration. I didn't try leaving this part off and docking that to that. Leaving off the delivery service. So I'm gonna try that, and then we'll definitely be done. Okay. And yep, still no check mark. It was worth a shot. Oh well. So there's that. There's one more iteration I could try. I'm gonna... It's like playing some kind of weird... I wanted to say Tetris, but it's nothing like Tetris. I don't know what this is like. But, yeah. Like musical chairs. I guess. So, now, I'm gonna, first of all, disarm that, because I don't know if that's a bug that's been fixed, but if a control arm or a grabbing unit, whatever, grabs onto something while you're not controlling that ship, it can be, or at least it used to be, might still be, a game-crashing bug. So, what I'm gonna do now is come back to the delivery service, grab back on with that. If I can figure out how to control this damn thing. It's really difficult. Okay, there we go. What's going on with these? Oh, I think the staging is confused. Yeah, it's got the engine from that on this stage. Anyway, let's just latch on real quick. Alright, now that's done. And now to bring the... Wait, what? It's auto-renaming things in confusing ways as well. But anyway... Yeah, we're gonna bring this thing and attach it to that, because this has the ability to hold the Kerbals and has all the docking port and tower generation and all that stuff. And the antennas. So, let's just see if that can do the job. I hope so. I have no idea. Oh, this thing is miserable to control. It's the only one that doesn't have any reaction wheels on it. That's an enormous mistake in design on my part. All I have is the just piddly little torque given by the lander and maybe the probe core. I don't know if those combine when you're... Wait, yeah, there's no one in it. It's just the probe core. God. I keep on losing track of my damn orientation. Maybe if I lock into a chase cam, that might help. Maybe. It might make things infinitely worse. Yeah, that's no good. Chase cam does not give you... Oh, locked camera. Okay. Yeah, that's what I want. Excellent. Okay, that makes it way better. Sort of. If a little bit, disorienting, I guess? Yeah, it's gonna make it harder to judge distances, but I won't lose my orientation. Which I guess is the opposite of what you would expect from something that is disorienting. Language. Well, that was an utterly ridiculous docking process. Okay. Yeah, I'm done. I'm just gonna bring the last one over, redock, and call it quits, because there's absolutely just nothing left. I tried everything I could, holy crap. Alright, done, out, time to bail. Alright, so I attempted to go and alter the save file. I just changed the parameters for the antenna, docking port, and power generators as true, and apparently it overwrote that decision, and yeah, it doesn't want to give us that credit, so I'm going to go back and change the entire section to complete, as well as true for those three things, and provided that that works, I'll see you then, and there will be a check mark here, and we will finish this. Be right back. Alright, so I did that while the game was still running. Let's find out if it crashes the game, or if it auto-reverts back, or what happens. Probably won't happen until it, re-accesses memory, so let's see if we just switch from map screen and back. That might do it. That didn't do it. Let's go Space Center. That didn't do it either. Alright. And that didn't do it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to close the game, try one more time, and find out what happens. This has been a very interesting sort of experiment in debugging, or I don't know. I'll be back in a second. Okay, well, all of my efforts to try and edit the save file have also failed, and I'm sure it's something that can be done, but it's a little bit more complicated of a process than you'd expect. You can't just, go in there and say, yes, I did this thing, because it also ties into, which vessel ID it has, and there's a whole lot of vessels in that list and other weird things, and yeah, there's a lot to keep track of, and I don't feel like spending hours on it just to get credit for some stupid piddly little contract, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take the hit and fail the mission. So, no big deal, we'll lose a little bit of money. I could go in and give myself that money back, but I don't care that much about it. It's not gonna matter that much in the end. The fact of the matter is, we all know that I did it, and I did absolutely more than was necessary. I made my best effort to really, really get credit for that thing, and probably spent at least as much as it would have paid out, or at least close to. So, yeah, lesson learned. Do one mission at a time if it requires, the launch of a new vessel for the mission. So, I'm gonna call it quits there, and, yeah, I'm done with this. I'm going back and I'm gonna go get that Gilly data from orbit. Alright, so this is the Gilly data grabber. Simple. Way too powerful for the mission it's on, but I don't care. I'm tired of all this crap. I'm just gonna get this done. Also, before we launch, we're gonna head over here to the contracts, or mission control, and yeah, we are going to just cancel this contract and lose, 200 grand. That's ridiculous. Screw you, buddy. Let's go get this goddamn data. Alright, let's just zip over there, grab that data, climb back in, deorbit, and be done. Okay, that gave us a crew report, an EVA, and something else, which wasn't enough, so let's just go grab everything else. I guess it didn't count it, maybe. Collect data? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we just get to go and manually grab everything. I thought I had done that already, but apparently not. Alright, I do believe that is everything. Time to get back in the other ship. A lot of people were telling me to, use a claw to refuel this thing, but that wasn't the problem. Yes, it doesn't have any fuel, but the reason that we didn't bring it down is because it doesn't have parachutes. So this thing is just going to stay here until I destroy it, basically. So let's go get back into the other craft and finish this mission. Because I did put parachutes on the Gilly data grabber. Because I'm not a complete moron. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of data. Let's get this thing down to the ground. Do we have, how's our electricity? It's full. Excellent. Track the panels. Deorbit this sumbitch. That's right, sumbitch. Like son of a bitch. But with a hick accent. Anyway. Let's just get to the ground. Where are we right now? It would be nice to try and land this thing sort of near the, Space Center. I don't know that that's going to be possible on the... Yeah, well, it's actually coming out of... Yeah, we'll just orbit until the Space Center comes into the day side of the planet. Which actually is happening on this pass. So, I guess we'll hit it this time. Yeah, nice morning landing. They can stare into the sun while they watch me approach. So, it's actually looking like we come in pretty close. We might just need to burn retro. The inclination might be a little bit off. I don't really know for sure. It's harder to tell on this new higher res map where everything is. Doesn't quite stand out as much, and there's clouds in the way, which you know, makes it a little more difficult, but I'm pretty sure it's like right there. So that's kind of what I'm going for. Did I run out? Yeah, I ran out of electricity. Let's get that electricity back real quick. Extend panel. Come on. There we go. That's charging nicely. Go ahead and extend the other one just to make it faster, but back to the map screen just to get a look at things. And I think about here we will make an inclination change. Yeah, maybe it'd be smarter to do that now. No. Maybe at the periapsis. I don't know. Screw it. I'm done thinking about it. It's time to just get down to the ground already. Well, looks like I got it close, but I'm definitely coming down in the water. If not, maybe on that island. That'd be nice, but I think my trajectory's off for that. I suppose since this thing's so small, we could still try for it once the, you know, the majority of the slowing down happens. In fact, let's just help it along. Probably not. This engine's kind of crap in atmosphere. Yeah, we were definitely a little bit off. Our Space Center is over there, I do believe. Although that kind of looks like a lake from this angle. I don't know. Where's the Space Center? Maybe I was way off. I have no idea. Either way, let's just splash down. Okay, that should do it. And hopefully... Yeah, I didn't think anything would break from that small little fall. The little roll over there. Recover vessel. Oh, that's a lot of science. 1243.7. All that stuff from Gilly. Very, very nice. And it looks like we did indeed get our contract complete. Ah, that's nice. At least that one didn't glitch out. Oh, man. Hey, wait a minute. I deleted that contract. Didn't I? Yeah, that's right. I did. I just forgot that I reverted. So that contract is now done. Our Gilly stuff is earned. Which is most excellent. Let's go ahead and cancel this contract. Lose a bunch of money, but it's okay. So, other stuff. That'll happen later. I really wish this game hadn't bugged out the way that it did, but as I said, lesson learned. I'm not going to make that same mistake again. One contract at a time, or one vessel at a time, depending on what the contract requires. So, we're going to go ahead and call it here. If you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and leave a like. If you'd like to see more, you know what to do. I'm Infinite Spiral. This is Kerbal Space Program. We will see you in the next episode when we do stuff with science and missions and such. See you then.